ahead and jump in. All right, and thumbs up that you can see and my screen and can hear us. All right, perfect. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of Project Brainstorm on our Gold Award. And so, of course, Gold Award is for our seniors and ambassadors, but let's go over the quick overview for today. So first, we're going to start out with the meaning and requirements before you begin your Gold Award. Then we're going to jump into what the Gold Award does for the community and what it does globally. Then we're going to go to what the Gold Award does for you as a Girl Scout. Then we'll jump into some great activities for your passion. So we want you to name your passion, and then we'll end our session today with just a couple of things to keep in mind as you get started on your Gold Award, okay? So before we jump in, we do want to start with our Girl Scout promise and law. So I will unmute everyone. There we go. All right, so let's start with our promise. On my honor,
I will try to serve God and my country,
to help
people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
All right, our Girl Scout law. I will do my
Best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong,
and
responsible for what I say and do,
and to
respect myself and others,
respect authority,
use resources wisely,
make the world
a better place,
and
be a sister to every Girl Scout.
Awesome. Thank you, lady. All right. So what is the Gold Award? I want you ladies to tell me what you already know about the Gold Award. I'm going to unmute you. And whomever can go first, just tell me what you already know about the Gold Award.
It's a solo project, and it's like a base. It's kind of similar to the Silver Award, but you have to do it solo.
Okay, that's great. You do have to do it solo. That's great. Awesome. Miss Anna, you want to add to that?
I think there's like a minimum hour requirement of like, was it? I think it was 80.
Okay.
Or was it 60? 80.
Awesome. So that's perfect. So you guys already know two great things about the Gold Award, which we're going to talk about that later. But I'm actually going to take it back a step further and talk a little bit about the history of the Gold Award so you can understand where it got its start from, okay? So, of course, the Gold Award is the highest and most prestigious award in Girl Scouting, getting its start in 1916. So this award was started in year 1916, so it's been around for years. So we're going to take a look at its history. So with the Gold Award, it started out as being called the Golden Eaglet. Then it moved its name to Curved Bar. I have some photos here. Then it went to the name of First Class, which looks very similar to the Curved Bar. And then now it is presently known as the Gold Award. So it has been around over 100 years. We celebrated 100 years back in 2016. Our council actually had a big celebration for that. So it's the highest award that you can earn in Girl Scouting. Also, over 1 million Girl Scouts have earned the Gold Award or its equivalent since 1916. So that's a lot of girls that you ladies will get to join in having such an honor, okay? All right, so let's talk about a little bit of the requirements that you have to have before you get started on working on your hours or getting approved for your gold. So of course you must be a registered senior or ambassador Girl Scout, which is 9th grade through 12th. Also, you must complete your Silver Award and one senior or one journey, one senior or one ambassador journey If you do not have your silver award, that is not a problem. That just means that you have to complete 2 senior or 2 ambassador journeys. So I know Anna has earned her silver. Leah, have you already earned your silver? Okay, that is not a problem. So what you would do is you would complete 2 senior journeys or 2 ambassador journeys, okay? And I do want to point out that you do not have to do a specific journey necessarily. It's great to complete a journey that might have some connection with what you're going to do for your project, but that is not a requirement as long as you complete your 2 journeys for senior or ambassador, or your 1 journey if you have the silver award. And Ms. Kathy, I saw your hand raised.
That was my question.
Okay. Thank you. Awesome. So now I want to go into what does the Gold Award do for your community or globally. So, and this is just a limited list. Of course, there's many things that the Gold Award can do, but the Gold Award does fulfill a need right in your backyard, in your community. It's fulfilling a need for individuals that live there, people that are in need. It provides sustainable change. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. And it also positively impacts and inspires others. So you want to think about, if you do your Gold Award, there's other Girl Scouts or even girls who may not be in Girl Scouts yet that are looking at what you're doing. And that may inspire them to do something similar. It may inspire them to look for other needs in the community, something that they can also tackle. They may even want to join you in your service and help out with your project. So the Gold Award just positively impacts everyone around you in their community. So another way that we're going to be thinking about this today in our activities is you're always going to start with your topic and then your root cause. And then when you start with your root cause, you're going to take action. So that's actually you out in the community, completing your hours. While you're doing that, you're going to make sure that your project is being sustainable. And then when you are finished with your project, of course, even though you are done, you want to make sure that you have some global links. So connecting with people who may not be in your community, they may be in a whole nother state. They may want to take a look at your project and see how they can implement your project into what they have. So those are just a couple of things to think about when you are working on your Gold Award, okay? All right, so we're gonna watch a quick video from a couple of Gold Award Girl Scouts. If you cannot hear, just let us know in the chat box and then we'll work on that volume. Can everyone see the screen? The video? Perfect. Oh, can't see the video? Okay. Not a problem.
We just see your slide.
Gotcha. Not a problem. All right. I think the video just popped up for you.
Yes, it did.
Perfect. All right.
My name is Julie Averbach, and I am a Gold Award Girl Scout currently studying at Yale University. In the process of working on my Gold Award project, I developed a lot of special skills that I use in my day-to-day life in college. I learned how to write a professional email, how to enlist help from others in my project. When I look at my college application, it's definitely less daunting because I do know what I'm passionate about and I do know a little more about myself than I did before the Gold Award. It shows that you have that dedication, that you have the skills necessary to take on a leadership role in your community. My first 2 years of schooling is paid for. Because of my Gold Award, I received a scholarship for $15,000. I've been able to get around $40,000 in college scholarships so far. I'm currently on a full scholarship exchange program.
All right. So I hope you all enjoyed that video. I'm going to share my PowerPoint with you again. Awesome. So that's probably one of my favorite videos to show a Girl Scout who's thinking about their Gold Award. Not only are you doing something great for your community, but you also are doing something great for yourself. It really opens the door to other opportunities. As you heard the girls talk about different scholarships that they did receive, different networking opportunities that you may have just with having your Gold Award. It looks great on your college application as well. I wasn't able to point her out in the video, but there's one Girl Scout alumni, excuse me. She's actually from South Carolina. She is not out of our council. She's out of our sister council, Eastern South Carolina, but she was a 2018 National Gold Award Girl Scout. And so she actually is studying here at Columbia College. And she has a full ride to go to school, all because of her Gold Award. So I think that's just so amazing that having this award can do some great things for you in the future, okay? All right, so let's move forward. All right, so do you ladies have either a notebook or a journal, pen and pencil? All right, so I want you to go ahead and pull those out. And I want to give you a few minutes to write down your passion, okay? And I know that some of you may have more than one, but I want you to write down just one for today that we're going to focus on. So just write down your passion. This is going to be the topic that we're going to be diving into today, okay? And so while you're thinking about that passion or writing that down, I want to go to the next topic, which is researching that topic or that passion. So of course, we won't do that while we're on today, but I do encourage you over the next few weeks, take some time to research what that topic is or what that passion is in your community. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the root cause, okay? Does everyone have a passion written down? Just thumbs up, not ready yet? Thumbs up, thumbs down. I saw a head shake, yes. Leah, are you good? Kind of.
Kind of. What exactly do you mean by like passion?
So something that you care about. So let's think about the community that you're in. Is there something there that you see that you want to make a change to, but you're very passionate about it?
I mean, like I already have a base plan for what I want to do because I've had it for multiple years.
Sure. Well, I say take that idea and write that down.
Okay.
Yeah. And Anna, if you are in the same situation, of course, write that down. And if I meant to say that, I apologize. If you already have that in your mind, that's what we're going to work on today. Okay. All right. So I want to start with Anna and see, do you want to share with us what your topic is or your passion?
I'm like, I care a lot about the environment, and like in my area, there's a lot of just pollution and like trash thrown everywhere.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna write that down. All right. Environment. Perfect. I think that's a great topic. All right, awesome. So now I'm going to go to Miss Leah. Do you want to share yours with us?
I want to there's no playgrounds around here that like have stuff for handicapped kids in the same area as non-handicapped kids.
Okay, awesome. That's really great ideas, ladies. Great, awesome. Okay. So now, since we have our ideas out there, I want you to take some time to think about what do you think the root cause of that would be? And I want you to write that down. And it sounds like you ladies have probably already done some research, that you already had the thought in your head. But of course, continue to do that research. But I want you to think about what the root cause of that issue is for your topic.
Lindsay, is it possible if they've already started that they could share with us what maybe one or two of those roots are? Or...
Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely want the ladies to share. You're fine. You're fine. I did have an example just in case we didn't have any ladies, but I think you all are in a different space. Awesome. So does everybody have some root causes written down already? Still thinking, kinda? I see Aaliyah's head going back and forth. That's okay. I will say I think it's great that you ladies have already started thinking about your topics. And real quick, while you're writing those down, are both of you senior Girl Scouts? Yes? Anna, are you ambassador or senior?
Ambassador.
You're ambassador, okay. Ambassador.
I had to think for a minute.
No, I know that can be confusing sometimes. Awesome. All right, so are any of you ladies ready to share maybe one or two of your root causes? Or all of them if you wish?
I mean, I've only really got one, but
Okay.
Inclusion.
Inclusion, okay.
And then I guess for the pollution stuff, there's a lot of indifference, like they don't really care that much about keeping the environment clean. But then I also know that we have a lot of homeless population around my area, so they don't really, I mean, there's trash cans at like different places, but they don't really have a lot of places to put all of their waste.
Sure. Good point. Good observation too. Awesome. Okay. So I will go ahead and share with you the quick example that I have from a Girl Scout. So the topic that she decided to choose was drooping flowers and wilted leaves. And the problem that she noticed was, of course, the plants were dying. So the possible root causes that she came up with were the plants had lack of water, food, insect evasion, or root bound. So with those causes, that helped her to produce a project. Of course, she could have worked on all four of those causes, excuse me, but I think she decided just to do two of those just to kind of narrow her focus in, okay? So great job, ladies. I encourage you to continue to research those projects, those topics. I will let you know that you all have really good topics already. So I hope that you do decide to move forward and continue to research and hopefully develop that into your Gold Award. Awesome. So we're going to move forward to mind mapping. So who's heard of mind mapping before? Everyone said yes. Okay, perfect. So I actually want us to work on this today too. This is another great activity that will help you brainstorm and research your topic. So as you can see at this example in the middle, it starts out with the topic right in the middle. So for this Girl Scout, the topic is car accidents. And then from there, what stems from that middle topic is multiple open-ended why questions. So why do car accidents happen? Okay, so let's take a look at this example. Also, this is in the Gold Award guidelines packet. If you do not have it, it's on our website. But let's take a look at the why. So again, car accidents is our topic. So why? Maybe there's bad weather. Another why is animals in the roadway. Happens a lot. Another big why is distracted drivers. So those are three why questions. Why do these happen? So let's go back up to distracted drivers, okay? So from distracted drivers, why are drivers distracted? Using their cell phone, texting and driving, talking, drunk driving. Unfortunately, this does happen, drunk driving. What are some other reasons as to why drivers are distracted on the road? Miss Kathleen?
They're eating.
Eating. That's a really good one. What else? I see some thinkers. So eating is a really good one. Maybe messing with your radio. A lot of times now, our phones are kind of connected to our radios via Bluetooth, but there's still some people that may have the screen that are touching it, looking down. Maybe something falls, maybe your food falls on the ground and you're trying to reach down and pick it up. So there's always something that can distract a driver. Okay, let's go to bad weather. So we know car accidents can happen because of bad weather. So we have icy and slick roads that can happen from bad weather, especially here in the winter time, probably around January, February is usually when we have that type of weather here. Poor visibility. Also can't see road signs. So sometimes when you're driving, maybe the road signs are knocked down, maybe the paint's coming off. What are some other reasons that you can have car accidents, or what are some other things that could happen? What can we add to this list?
You could
What now?
your car could be having like problems, and I don't know, your lights don't work or something.
Okay. That's a really good one. So you could be having car malfunction. Okay. Anything else?
Anna, what happens when your mom or dad are driving and the kids are in the car?
We distract our parents sometimes.
Absolutely. That's another good one. Absolutely.
Don't make me pull this car over is what my dad used to say.
That's a good one. So as you can see, you can just take your topic in the middle and think of, why does this happen? And then from there, you may be able to decide, okay, well, how can I create a take action project that can help solve this issue? So what I want you to do is, we'll get started on it a little bit. I want you to draw a circle in your notebook, and I want you to put your topic there. And I'm also going to do this activity as well. Okay.
If I could, Miss Lindsay,
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to make sure when you guys are doing the research that we don't assume things. Like if I was doing this car accident, who are some folks that I might want to talk to about the causes of car accidents, so I don't have to think it all up myself? Who might I ask if this was my project?
First responders, or like police officers, the people who are first responders.
Right, insurance companies maybe.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. Insurance companies. Oh yeah.
Tow truck drivers.
Tow truck drivers.
Yeah.
That's good too.
I like, asking the police. That's kind of cool way to bridge that gap too.
Yeah. Kathleen, thank you for bringing that up, because that's a very good point when you're researching to talk to experts who are there in the forefront. That's good. All right. So let's see. Let's start with Anna. if you don't mind. We'll start with you. So you have your topic in the middle, correct? Okay. So from there, let's think about some why questions. So again, yours was pollution and caring about the environment, correct? So you said one of your whys earlier. So let's write that down. What was one of the whys that you said earlier?
There was the indifference and the homeless population.
Okay. Okay. What's something else that you can think of, maybe, that you can add to that?
Well, sometimes there's like people put them in trash cans, but when they're outdoor trash cans, they're not always like closed all the way, so waste
Okay.
would come from there.
And sometimes they fill up and there's nothing we can do about that.
Sure.
Like, at the time.
At the time, exactly. Okay, that's another good one. Another good one. Awesome. Okay. So let's go to Leah. Let's go to Leah. And so Leah, you want to focus on playground areas for those who are handicapped, correct? Okay. So let's think of some why questions. Why is this not currently in place, maybe?
I guess because people have, I don't know.
That's okay.
Like, I said inclusion, but like that's the only thing I can come up with.
Okay, and I do understand that you probably haven't done a lot of research yet. That is totally fine, but this is going to help you get started there. Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Just since we kind of have a decent brain trust, who are some folks that you think you might be able to ask, like, why isn't it, without being judgmental, right? Why isn't that accessible, and see what they tell you, maybe.
Like the town council or something along those lines.
Yeah, maybe a principal or, someone that, is associated with that park.
My thing was I wanted to like build a playground because my grandparents, they live in Delaware and they have a playground nearby that I really want to like emulate.
Implement here. That's it. Absolutely. Okay. I think that's great. And another question I want to ask you, Leah, is there in your community, have you seen a large population of individuals who might be handicapped or wheelchair bound?
Not necessarily seen,
Okay.
but like friends of friends
Sure.
of my parents, like
Sure.
we know some people.
Sure.
And
Absolutely. Okay. I think these are great topics that you ladies have. Okay, great. So I encourage you to, and I know we've kind of started you off, as you're doing your research and you're having conversations with experts, add on to your mind map, because that is really going to help you narrow down kind of what you want your project to look like, how you want it to be, what your target audience should look like as well. That's another important piece of your goal award. So continue to add to that. Another thing I will add here is, as you're talking to these individuals, what might stem from that is your project advisor. So I know I don't have this pulled up there, but I'll kind of segue to that. Your project advisor is going to be someone who really has a background in the topic that you're going to be working on. So this may help you identify that person and get a chance to work with them. Of course, we're in the pandemic, so maybe a lot of Zoom messages and all those different things, but that won't stop you from doing some great things in the community, even though we're social distancing and things like that. So I wanted to put that out there to add to your list as well. Think about that project advisor. All right, so great job, ladies. First, thank you for letting us know what your topics are. Appreciate that, and I'm glad that you all have already thought about that. Okay, so while we're on the topic of choosing your topic, I want to show another video to you of girls talking about how they chose their issue, okay? And I'm gonna pause that so I can share it. Let's see. Here we go.
I recommend finding issues in the community that you're already passionate about to change and that you already feel need to do something about. And then use the Gold Award to
Sorry, Lindsay, it's very echoey.
bigger than
Okay.
it already is. For my ethnic studies class,
I will change that. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Did you guys hear echo too, or was it just me? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I like her top.
I saw that in the video. I was like, oh, wow. All right. I'm going to try that again. Kind of go back a little bit. Let's see. Is it better?
We can't really hear it.
Okay.
You could put captions on and then like have it quieter.
Think we'll do that. Thank you for that. And also, ladies, if there's any issues with it, I'll make sure to include this link in your email that you get today, okay? All right, ladies. And again, I will link that I will link that in the email that you received so you have access to that. And I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint again for you. All right, awesome. So again, I think you ladies are already on the right track, but that gives you a little bit more insight of what other girls are doing or how they thought about choosing their issue. Okay, so now that you all have already thought about your issue and what you're passionate about, I want to talk a little bit about service versus take action. So I'm going to pull up an example here for you in just a second. Let's see. There it goes. Okay. So service projects, while they are needed, they do not make any plans for the future, or seek to address the problem at its root. Take action projects are designed to address the problem in a long-term, sustainable way, partnering with others and creating lasting resources to keep the project working long after you have stopped working on the project, okay? So we're gonna read through this example here. So we have a Girl Scout who wants to focus on the topic of homelessness. Sorry about that. And so her problem statement is people who are homeless are sleeping outside during the winter months. Her root cause after she did some research was that there was a limited warm shelter during cold weather months, okay? So what can she do about that? I'm gonna pull up some other things, but I wanna hear from you first. What do you think she can do? And if you do not know, it is okay. Not sure yet. Okay, I see some shaking heads. That's fine. That is no problem. So what I'm going to show you are two different things, two different examples. Okay. All right. So the first example is holding a warm coat drive to give individuals coats to stay a little warmer even if they can't find shelter. So how do you feel about that? It's okay?
It would work, but the coats wouldn't last forever.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. Okay, so let's look at this example. So coordinating multiple community centers to hold weekly pop-up shelters. Does that sound a little bit more sustainable? Okay, awesome, awesome. So of course, the first, great idea, but that is a service project or what we consider to be a service project, okay? And then second is more of a take action project. It is sustainable. It'll continue to move forward even when that Girl Scout has graduated out of Girl Scouts and become an adult. So one thing I want to point out, it doesn't mean that this Girl Scout could not have held a coat drive, but she would have needed a little bit more to add to her project to make that sustainable. So honestly, with this Girl Scout, she could do both. She could have a coat drive if she wished to. Also, on top of that, being able to rally up community centers for them to be able to have pop-up shelters. Those centers may decide to do a coat drive every winter or just whenever it will work within their schedule. But she could definitely still have that coat drive, but the true take action piece is gathering them all together to have weekly pop-up shelters for the homeless who are in need. So I just wanted to go through that because when you're working on your goal award, you want to think about, okay, when I put this into action, is it going to be more of a service project or is it actually going to be sustainable? If it's not, what can I add to my project to make sure that it is sustainable? Okay. Is everybody good with that? Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. So let's move forward. So I want to talk about a couple of things to keep in mind. Since both of you ladies are with the Mountains to Midlands Council, of course, all councils follow the same rules as far as the guidelines. There might be a couple of things that each council does a little differently outside of those guidelines, but kind of want to talk about that today. So you must submit your proposal and be approved by the Gold Award Committee before you start your award hours. I think that's pretty much across the board, but we do have 3 committees. We have a committee that is based in Richland. We also have a committee that's based in Spartanburg, and then another in Greenville, okay? Right now, we're doing those presentations virtually. So if you were to sign up to present anytime soon, of course, it would be virtually, but you could have the opportunity to meet with either committee since you do not have to drive. You just meet us on the computer, okay? So you do have to complete the suggested 80 hours. You will see in your guidelines that it does say it's suggested that you complete 80 hours. I can tell you from experience that most of the girls will complete, with our council, will complete anywhere from the 80 to about 90, 95 hours to complete their project.
I have a quick question about the
Yes.
hours.
Yes, ma'am.
So since I wanted to like build another playground, if I were to do like an online money donation thing, how would I log hours for that?
Ooh, that's a really great question. So with that, I don't think we've had a Girl Scout go through that or even ask that question. It's a really great question. I'm going to take that and find an answer, but I see Kathleen has her hand up. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. I know when we've done it from the national perspective, so the hours that you would log in for that are what it took you to create that website, what it takes you to monitor it, and then what it takes for the final report, and include everything. You had to set up an account, so it's all the working time. When it's just sitting there working passively for you, we can't count that time, but we can count all the labor you put into it.
Okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense. While we're on hours, I will put this out here, and I do believe this is across the board for all councils, but correct me if I'm wrong, Kathleen. Girls are typically allowed to go ahead and count 10 hours prior to being approved. Was that the same at your council, Kathleen? Okay, you were on mute.
Sorry, I muted myself. That's why I shook my head.
Oh, gotcha.
But yes, whatever our council is, I know some of them go a little higher, but some of them also go to 0. So yeah.
Right. So I do want to let you know for our council, we do allow Girl Scouts to go ahead and earn at least 10 hours towards their suggested 80. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Great question, by the way. All right, so next, you do have to present your final report to the Gold Award Committee. So it's similar as to you presenting your proposal. This is just a time to really let your project shine and tell us everything that you did with your project. Of course, the Gold Award Committee will review everything. Typically, girls will take the time to show their scrapbook if they made one, or they will have a PowerPoint of all their photos. So this is a great time to just let your light shine and really put together a commercial, if you will, for your Gold Award at your final report presentation. Also, if you ladies are not familiar with this, visit our website to get familiar with Go Gold online. There is a link on our website so you can access that. This is where you will access all of your Gold Award paperwork. You will be able to build your proposal, enter your hours, enter your budget, as well as enter your final report, all from this one site. So on our council side, we do monitor that. We can kind of see what steps you are on. And this is also where we will send your approval emails. Of course, if there's anything that might need improvement, we send those emails through this site as well. but make sure that everything is logged in to Go Gold. It's super easy to use, but of course, if you have issues, you just let us know, and we'll get that taken care of for you. And last but not least, there is no need to rush through your project. You ladies have from your freshman year of high school to your senior year. And so I say that you take your time. You want to put in some quality work with your Gold Award. Because remember, this has your name stamped on it. So this is something that people can use and people can add to. So take your time with completing this award. Now GSUSA does have a site where you can submit your award and get your credentials, if you will, to have this prestigious award. It's great to have this on your resume. I've taught with girls who have been out of Girl Scouts for years, and they still talk about their experience of the Gold Award. So don't rush, take your time, get all the help and resources that you can, and you'll have a great project, okay? All right, so another thing I want to tell you is when you get your email today of everything we discussed, there'll be a couple of links that will be attached to a PDF file that will take you to our website. It gives you a more in-depth look at the Gold Award. We also have a Gold Award training that takes you through all 7 steps. I believe it lasts for about 45 minutes, but it is a training that you can click on at any time, access at any time. So I encourage you, if you have not looked at that, to please do. You'll also see a couple of things on there about getting Gold Award coaching. So once you earn your once you are approved, if you feel that you need some extra coaching on your Gold Award, we have that available. And we have volunteers that are willing and able to reach out to you to make sure that you are doing everything that you need or have everything that you need as you're going through that process. All right, so are there any questions? Any questions at all?
Okay, I do have a question. I don't remember what the name of the person is.
Okay.
But since what would the job be for the person who was my
project advisor?
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. So your project advisor, they're really there to help make sure that you are doing everything correctly as far as with the project itself. So when I say that, I mean with the material and the information that you're using, making sure that anything that you're putting out there with your Gold Award is correct, if that makes any sense. So they really have the experience and the background in the topic that you're working on. So I know you mentioned connecting with, I think you said county council?
The town council.
The town council. So they're going to be able to give you, if you decide to use someone there for your project advisor, they'll give you information as far as if you need maybe a permit or if you need any other type of forms that need to be filled out before you start building in specific areas. You may even decide to go with or to speak with an architect who could probably help you build like a blueprint, things like that. So I want you to think in that way when you're thinking about what are they going to do? Who is that going to be, my project advisor? Another thing I will tell you is when you are having a conversation with those individuals, let them know of the time commitment and let them know what you need. Maybe you want to touch base with them once a week, maybe once every other, just to see where you are with your project. And so they can give you feedback. So make sure you let them know that commitment up front before they agree to be your project advisor. Of course, most individuals are going to say yes, but you want to make sure they have a good understanding of how that looks, okay? Okay. That's a really good question. It also doesn't mean that your troop leader cannot help. Of course, they're not your project advisor. It doesn't mean that your parents can't help or anything. You are really going to have a list of people that will be on board with you, but you do have to have that project advisor in place. Okay? Awesome. Any other questions? Not yet. Okay. well, ladies, it's been great to chat with you. I'm so happy to hear about your topics. I hope you stick with those topics. We're looking forward to see what you can do with those. Real quick, I'll go back over what we went through. We talked about the meaning and requirements before you begin, what the Go to War does for your community and globally, what the Go to War does for you as a Girl Scout. We talked a little bit about your passion and how to get started with choosing a topic, and then just things to keep in mind, okay? So again, I thank you for joining us today, starting that brainstorming process. Don't forget to tune in with us next week. Fridays are our senior and our ambassador days. So next week on June 19th, we are going to be talking about engineering some fun, and Miss Kathleen will be leading us in that session. Also, want you to join us every Tuesday is our girls only lounge at 5 o'clock. So next week we are making parfaits, and I'll be leading you all in that. So definitely keep joining us over the weeks. If you have any questions, let us know, but we look forward to seeing you soon. All right. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.